I just wanted to share one other thought. um, just yesterday, I encountered two young men at the back of my store. They were throwing pop cans around, you know. And it's not it's like, what the hell's wrong with you? That's more of uh, that should be the response. Um, but they have these haughty eyes, very arrogant. They're just throwing food and pop around, and nobody's bothering them because my boss is at the front running the register, and I think I had just come back from the back room. I had eaten a sandwich, and I was coming back, and sure enough, there's already somebody doing something in the back of the store. I just walk directly in front of them and I say, "Excuse me." I think I was carrying a box, a box to put other box stuff in, you know. And the one young man says, "You're excused." I just, I want to, it, who raised you? I don't get it, you know. If I, if I walked into a store like that and behaved the way that these young men behaved, my father, I don't think I would exist anymore if I did those things. I think my father would have beaten me until I was dead. I don't know. I I don't understand. I don't understand this next generation's behavior, you know. Of course, maybe he was just being funny. I don't think so though. What they were doing, and then I found food. I found a bunch of open food that they had consumed while I was at another part of the store. They were just eating a bunch of food. Food's gonna expire anyway, so I don't really care about food, but they probably stole all their stuff. But how do I live in this world, with behavior like this? This is the future. That's the future of these two young men stealing a bunch of food and eating it right in front of you and taking a dump right in your face. And then saying to your face, F you. That's what he's saying when he says, "You're excused." Translation, F you. That's what he's saying. And so I'd like there to be some discipline, but you know what the truth is? It's what we're coming to as we get into the opening of Exodus and as we conclude Genesis here. Um, Genesis ends with the Egyptians knowing Joseph. They know him. They respect him. There is a history with Joseph. They recognize who Joseph is and where he comes from and why he's important. And they have respect for Joseph and the Israelites. That's the conclusion of Genesis. But the continuation in Exodus, there's going to be a line that says, "There came a day when a Pharaoh came to power who knew not Joseph or the Israelites." Something like that. I'm not getting it exactly right, but that's those kids. And that's what you need to realize is the next generation, there's going to come a day when the next generation, they know not you. They know not your ethics. They know not your your mentality, your culture, your way of thinking, your constitution, your laws. They know not any of that. And so what do? They run to the back of your store and throw pop cans and eat a bunch of garbage food and steal from you and then say F you to your face. That's the generation that approaches. That's the generation that we've created because, you know why? Because nobody's teaching the Bible, nobody's reading the Bible. That's what you've created. You've created a generation of monsters. You generation of vipers. Isn't that a line? What kind of integrity do we have? What kind of brood of vipers? That's brood generation. Yeah. So, you get really negative about that, you know. That's what happened yesterday. Just one day. I've encountered so many kids who are just like that. However, I'd say of all the kids I've encountered in my work in retail, I'd say there might be half a percentage who are really courteous and have actually been raised by their parents, you know. And I say parents plural, mother and father. You know why this happens also, the next generation being detached from any kind of integrity, any kind of value? It's because there's no parents around. So much divorce, separation. But anyway, a night not that long ago, a couple weeks ago I think, I held the door open for a beautiful young woman um, and her son. I held the door open for them, and the son said, "Thank you, sir." It was so cute, you know, and unbelievable too. You know, I hardly ever get thanked, you know. People are usually like, "Oh, you help me? Well, F you then." You know, that's typical language today, and behavior today. So why should I help you? You know, it's like, I don't understand it anymore. But anyway, I was so taken aback by that young man saying, "Thank you, sir." And then you know what he did? He held the door open for me because I was bringing in cards. And so there is hope, is what I'm trying to say. Even though there's two probably teenagers raping the store in the back, you know, there's that. You have those two young men that are the picture of the future. But then you have this young man who speaks with perfect speech, perfect courtesy, holds the door open for you, and says, "Thank you, sir." You know, I think we better get this kid a scholarship. We better get this kid. This kid needs to be president. You know, but of course, it's probably the next CEOs of the big companies. Those are the two kids raping the store in the back. You know. You're excused. Yeah, he's probably the next CEO of somebody, you know, I'm sure. See, I'm too pessimistic. We need to be optimistic, but when you encounter these young men, it's hard to be hopeful about the next generation. But you encounter some anomalies like the one who held the door open for me, and you're like, wow, I hope this kid accomplishes great things, you know. Maybe he'll be president one day. That would be something. Who knows? Just another thought I'd share. Thank you for listening. Have a blessed day.